Greetings and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Journeyman Project 3 Legacy of Time. Now, the ferryman will keep waiting here, so let's just keep moving. He's not gonna really tell us anything important. Oh look, the docks are just on the other side. But anyway, the reason why we're going to the windmill is because we saw someone up there. Also, it's interesting to see how people respond to different guises. Not just yet, though. Looks like a nice place.
I hate to make aesthetic criticisms in other people's homes, but this rug looks like a beaver exploded. This looks like it should be on Shatner's head. Or it could have been on Ernest Borgnine's back. Nice flat puppy. No real animals were harmed to create this computer-generated rug. If meat is murder, then that rug is at least a severe beating. Chia floor. Gage, slowly reach for the shears. No sudden movements, it looks hungry. How many human beards had to die to make that rug? The ferocious wig creature from the planet Weave waited patiently, hungrily on the ground, biding its time for its favorite unsuspecting meal, a scrumptious time travel agent. That rug looks like a... Oh, forget this. If you can think of a funny line, please write to Presto Studios, care of everyone involved, but no one who cares.
Yeah, there's a few of those, I think, in this game, I think. Is there anything in that chest?
These are interesting schematics. They seem to be detailing some hidden passageway.
That's interesting, but not really important. There's nothing else to take here. Let's go into the windmill proper. Got you guys.
Looks like a nasty weather.
Gage, he said it looks like nasty weather, too. Unless the neighborhood calls the same psychic weather advisor, something definitely smells fishy in Atlantis. And it's not the tide. Why does everyone keep saying that? It looks nice enough to me.
Perhaps, but the windmill keeper must be prepared for the worst.
Well, when in Atlantis, do as the Atlanteans do, I suppose. And just for kicks, I'll add looks like nasty weather to your dialogue repertoire as a greeting.
Well. Let's see how he reacts to the beggar. Busy day today in the windmill.
Padros, why have you come? You were supposed to thank Ahmed. Quickly leave before you're seen.
Well, that is interesting. How about the ferry?
You're not going to find any business here, Kashi. You should go back to your ferry.
That's quite an ingenious system. Just too bad that all their voices are done by Arthur. Which, while it does add a unique flair, it can be a bit overpowering.
Although Atlantis is often thought of as a Greek civilization, there were many anthropologists who believed that Atlantis actually was derived from the Minoan civilization. Judging by their architecture, I think their guess was right.
Yeah, good guess in a completely fictional, made-up city. Anyway, let's... we arrived as the captain. best to stay the captain. Just occasionally, well, no, if he is expecting someone to come back for him, he will not accept another passenger. Which can be a bit annoying. Especially if you don't remember which one you were. But in this case it shouldn't matter.
Ah, so where shall I take you now, huh?
Let's try
The temple.
That will be 10 dromoi, please.
Interesting reaction he had there. But luckily he's always happy to get a coin. From the infinite
Do
star.
not lose hope, huh? You are not alone. Many of the non-natives refuse to live as captives. They have formed an underground resistance group and are planning to escape the island. Last I heard, they were almost ready. They will probably contact you soon if they have not already. Hey, do not tell anyone what I have told you. All right, we've arrived. Thank you for your business, eh?
This is still basically just guys hunting. Alright, he's that. Now we're probably not gonna get access to the temple though.
No second-class citizens in the temple.
Gage, you like movies about gladiators?
Well, sort of.
So why aren't second-class citizens allowed in?
By decree of the Templars.
Wow, he must get that question a lot.
Who is allowed into the temple?
Only native Atlantean citizens making deliveries or possessing a gold temple medallion may enter.
What kind of things get delivered to the temple?
Anything the Templars have need of. Today, deliveries are expected from the olive oil and potter shops.
Well, he's being very forthcoming with information. He must be bored out of his mind standing here.
What medallion?
A gold medallion bearing the seal of the temple. How do you expect to gain entry without one?
This guard is protecting a lock. Sort of a water elevator for boats, so they can get from one level of the canals to the next. It looks like we need to use this one to get up to the reservoir around the temple.
Well, we're not getting any further today, so...
Well, then it would seem that I'm not going to the temple.
Good day.
Well, at least he's doing his job right. Might as well leave then.
Oh, so where are we off to this time?
But we needed that conversation to get to the oil vendor or the potter. I don't know exactly why they're separate here, because they're exactly at the same dock, so... But we're going back to the dock first.
The dock.
That will be 10 dromoi.
That actor must have had so much fun getting that line out just right every time.
You know, in Nubia, we lived on the Great Nile, and we had a saying. The river floods so that life may begin anew. Because sometimes life has a plan all its own, and there's nothing you can do. So, you might as well make the best of it. Besides, life is not so bad here. Most of the people are friendly. I have a roof over my head and food on the table. The resistance offered me a chance to leave, but I decided to stay. No. This is my home now.
Presto.
Here it is. Up. Take care now, huh?
Now. The Beggar always opens with looks like nasty weather. So could be the Beggar, if we are the Beggar rather, and talk to the captain. Maybe we'll get the next set of the phrase, if there is indeed something going on, if there is truly something rotten in the city-state of Atlantis.
What now?
He remembers my last visit.
I think the beggar is who he's expecting. We just haven't given him proof that we're the right beggar. It seemed like he was waiting for us to say something. Or maybe he was just expecting something in return for the coins. I've heard it gets pretty lonely out at sea. Looks like nasty weather.
Yes. It may even rain. So you are my contact then? Were it not for these bombs, I would have been able to meet you as planned. But I have spoken to a member of my crew. He will be coming to free me later. Once I am released, I will seek you out.
I think I'm starting to pierce through the dark storm clouds of deceit. It looks like we've stumbled upon an arranged meeting between the captain and the beggar. They're using code words to communicate. I'll add the bit about it may even rain to your dialogue choices. I must go now.
Very well then.
Well, since he's not going anywhere for a while, I'll just trigger the second set. Beggar. It's very unlikely we'll be able to finish this particular section of the game quite so fast.
A few coins for a blind old beggar. Thank you, friend. Looks like nasty weather.
Yes, it may even rain.
Ah, good. I am glad to see that they finally let you off the ship. My name is Padros the Atlantean. Let me start by saying that I make no excuses for my people. They have no right to treat you this way. I wanted to meet with you to give you a chance to escape this prison island. There is an underground network of captives who are willing to risk their lives for a chance to return to their homelands. I have been meeting with them to organize an escape. With my knowledge of the island's inner workings, we have come up with a solid plan. We leave tomorrow, and we would like you to join us.
Oh. Tomorrow is actually not very good for you.
Why do you call this a prison island?
Yours is not the first ship to be captured by the Atlantean fleet. The people of Atlantis go to such lengths to ensure that their private utopia remains unspoiled by invaders or trade. But what makes it a utopia for native Atlanteans makes it a prison for their second-class citizens. No one is allowed to leave. You will never see your homeland or your family again. Nor will you be granted temple rights.
Won't that just cause the economy of Atlantis to stagnate and eventually collapse? If there's no outside... Well, then again, I suppose if you raid every ship coming by our island, you might get enough supplies, but even so... Eventually, you just grow too big. Well, never mind, that's just theory crafting now.
So, what's your plan?
Your skills were impressed upon me by a fellow countryman of yours, Amun, the Egyptian. He will give you the details of the plan, and you can find him at the windmill nearest to us. When he asks about the weather, tell him it is going to be a long winter.
So why should I trust you?
It is true. You have no reason to trust me. All I can tell you is that this may be your one and only chance to escape. If you do not take advantage of it, you may very well regret that decision for the rest of your life.
Well, I've got an escape suit, so I'll take my chances.
I don't know. It sounds pretty risky. What if we're caught?
Death will most certainly be the punishment for this crime. But even death is preferable to living as a prisoner.
I'll go now.
Right, so we'll just start begging for coins again. And I could go activate the next sequence, but I think it's probably better if I go to the olive oil and pottery vendor. Just give me a flute so I can break it.
Ah, where to now, huh?
The olive oil vendor's shop.
That will be 10 dromoi. You are probably wondering, where is everybody? Let me tell you, they are all at the festival. Oh, such a celebration you never did see. I call it the end of the world party. Because the way they carry on, oh boy, you would think that there will be no more tomorrow. I think it's in honor of the Earth Mother. But I don't know much about their religion. Since you're not a native Atlantean, I am sure that the olive oil vendor would be happy to tell you all about it.
Yes, I'm fairly sure she would. Probably she.
Okay then now. Be careful getting out of the boat.
Yeah, he will not be telling stories like that every time we leave, but that doesn't matter. Right now, which one is the olive oil vendor again? I think it's the one on the right.
Those are black olives basking in the sun. Mediterranean cultures like the Minoans were able to cultivate their rocky fields to grow olive trees, creating a lucrative olive oil trade. From the amount here, I'd say that olives were one of the chief exports of Atlantis.
Yeah, if Atlantis actually exports at all.
Well, there's me olive oil.
Ooh. Sounds like someone is inside. I am right.
Oh, forgive me. I wasn't expecting any customers today. I just assumed everybody would be at the festival or preparing for the Kalos Kalir. It is easy to forget that not everyone on the island shares our beliefs.
Well then, tell them.
So, what happens at the festival?
The festival is a 5-day celebration ending with the Kalos Kalir. It only happens twice in a lifetime, so everybody participates. There is always much food and wine, beautiful music, dancing, and entertainment of all kinds. It's really quite a party. But still, the thought that we would be better served by a more reverent observance lingers in my mind.
You're such a liar.
If you don't mind my asking, what is the Kalos Kalire?
Well, I suppose I can tell you a little bit about the Great Battle. You see, it is our belief that the Earth Mother's children await to possess her healing powers as their birthright. Tomorrow, when she reveals the source of her powers, the Galeth, they will lock together in a battle of greed that could destroy themselves and their mother altogether. This battle is called the Kalos Kalir.
Right, we will see. I'll see you all next time.